Good morning, everybody. This is a mini lesson I went over with the students that were at Zoom today. It goes over your measures of center, which are mean, median, mode, and it also talks about range. It occurred to me that I completely forgot the lesson that does that. I accidentally skipped right over that lesson, which is why we're going to be hitting that up on Friday, the 17th. I'm going to be posting that on Edsby. So some of the lessons that you've been doing this week might have been challenging because you did not know how to find mean, median, mode, and range. And I'm just going to quickly talk about that right here. The first thing we have is mean. This is also known as your average. So to find mean, we go through a few different steps. This is the most complicated out of all of your measures of center. The first thing we have to do is add our values. So we have 12, 17, 19, 20, and 22. We're going to add all of those up and we get a total of 80. Once we have that, we need to count how many numbers we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take our 80 and divide it by the amount of values we have, which is 5. 80 divided by 5 gives us 16. So our average on this problem is 16. So you're going to add them up and then divide, add and divide. The next measure of center is your median. You should be kind of familiar with the word median. We have medians in the middle of the road. Those are like the yellow lines, or it could be a concrete area with some grass growing in it. If your parents aren't paying attention and they're texting and driving and eating their Dunkin' Donuts while they're driving, they might accidentally run over the median. It is the middle, so remember that. Median is middle. But in order to find a median, something has to happen first. It is very, very important that your numbers are listed from least to greatest. If you just jump right in to find the middle number without checking that they are in order, you're going to get it wrong. So in my list here, 28, 45, 25, 32, 20, and 39, we can see that those are not in the correct order. They would look like this: 20, 25, 28, 32. Okay, I meant to fix this and I forgot. This should not be 29. That number is 39. It is in the right place, but I have a typo there. So let's pretend that that is a 3. 39, 45. Now I would go and cross off one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right, until we get to the middle. And in this list, we actually have an even amount of data. We have 6 numbers, which means there are 2 in the middle, 28 and 32. We actually need to find the very, very middle of those 2 numbers. So mathematically, we would have to find their mean, their average, just like what we did previously. We're going to add 28 and 32. We get 60. When you cut 60 in half, we get 30. And if you think about it, that makes absolute sense. Between 28 and 32, you would have the number 30. We would skip 29, there would be 30. Skip 31, there would be 32. So sometimes it's going to be very obvious what the middle number is. Other times you're going to have to actually do the addition and then cut it in half. I have another example down here in the corner. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. I actually like it when there's an odd amount of data, and you'll see why in just a moment. Now if you look, I see 100 and it's right in the middle of all of this. And the very first thing we need to do, remember, is put them in order from least to greatest. 100 should not be in the middle of that data. So let's reorder it. And here's our list: 68, 75, 79, 83, 88, 92, and 100. So we're going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, and you will see we have one value in the middle, and that is 83. This is the reason why I like when we have an odd amount of data, because there's only going to be one middle number. So remember, median, middle. All right. The next is mode. This is one of the easiest things that you will do. The mode is the number of your data that appears most often. You could have one number that repeats more often than the others. You can have multiple numbers that repeat more than the others. You might have no numbers that repeat at all. So if we take a look at this first example, Our list is actually in order, so that's nice. It's in order, and we see that we have 2 19s and 2 39s. So when it asks us for the mode, it means which ones repeat more often. And in this case, we have 2 that repeat. The mode is not 2. 2 is not the number that repeats. Our mode is 19 and 39. We would write both of them because they both repeat twice. Now, if 19 was there 3 times, then 19 would be the mode. Or if 39 was there 3 times, then 39 would be the mode. It is the one that occurs most often, and in this case, they both happen twice. If you look at the next set, this is not in order. 21, 35, 10, 62, 18, and 25. If you look closely, are there any numbers here that repeats? Any that happens more often? No. When that happens, we write no mode. We can't write 0. If you write 0, you're saying that 0 occurs more often than anything else. We don't have zeros there. We have numbers, just none that repeat. We can't say numbers that are in their 20s either. That came up in the Zoom. Yes, this is 21 and this is 25. So we have more in the 20s than anything else, but the mode has to be an actual number, and we don't have a specific number that repeats. All right, let's look at number 10, this third example, because actually I got tricked on this one today, and it wasn't until I was doing the Zoom and a student pointed out, or actually he wrote his answer down before I displayed the answer, and I realized, oh, he's right and I'm wrong because I missed something this morning. And if you write your numbers in order, it will help you to prevent the mistake that I made. So when you're looking at this list, we have 12, 30, 12, 16, 16, 30. This number is not in the right place, right? 30 should be down here with the other 30. So when we're looking at our numbers that repeat, I have 2 16s. I have 12 and 12, so I have 2 12s, 2 16s, and this is the one that I missed. I totally skipped that 30. We actually have 2 30s, 2 12s, 2 16s, and 2 30s. So what do? Well, there is not one particular number that happens more than the others. They all happen the same amount of times. So we can't say that there's a mode. We would not say they're all the mode. That doesn't make sense. We would say there is no mode. Or you can just write none. I wanted you to see both of these, no mode and none. All right, the last thing we're going to talk about is not a measure of center, but it is a way that we measure data, and it is called range. When we find range, we're trying to find the spread of our data. So how far apart is the data? And to do that, we subtract the largest and the smallest values. Sorry, something going on off screen there. So we're going to take our largest, also known as the maximum, and our smallest, also called the minimum, and we subtract them to see how spread apart they are. In this first example, our minimum, or our smallest value, is 44. Our maximum is 70. So we would subtract these two and find a difference of 26. That means in all of that data, the numbers are 26 values apart from the smallest to the largest. Sometimes our data is really spread apart. Sometimes our data is really close together. In this second example, we have 12, 5, 6, 6, 12, 15, and 21. So we're looking for the minimum and the maximum. The minimum is 5. The maximum is 21. Now make sure you are writing your subtraction problem correctly. The 21 is going to come first. I saw a lot of students flipping that. 21 minus 5 is 16. And that is how you find range. So this was just a quick little mini lesson on measures of center, and hopefully that will help you with dot plots and histograms. If you need me, send me a message on Edsby. Talk to you soon, you guys.